Morning, friends. It's Vanessa. So, you got your makeup and now you don't know what to do. I'm going to show you the basic hack, which is highlight and contour with your 3D foundation. So, I've put in here my two highlight colors, main and a brightener, a contour, and this is where you would choose either a lip and cheek, an illuminator. My favorite set is these four, and then the Bella bronzer with this brush. It's the best value too. So, hi Marilyn. So I just want to show you real quick how I'm going to use these 5 colors and then the optional illuminator. Very easy. I'm going to use these for all of my face. I'm not going to put anything else on my face. I may throw in an extra brush just to like fill in my eyebrows or something, okay? But let me show you. Most of it I'm going to do with my fingers. I'm going to start with my main highlight color, which is the darker of your two foundations. And I'm going to dot that kind of in an area where you would do it, where you'd have a beard, if you had a beard. I hope you don't have a beard, but you know, maybe you do. And then up here, and I like to put it on my nose too, because my nose is a little bit red. I always take a tiny bit and put it on the darker part of my eye. Most people have a shadow here. And yes, I'm using the darker one, not the lighter one, okay? So I put that there. Now I'm going to grab my brightening highlight. Brightening highlight is going to go kind of in your T-zone, in your triangle of light, I like to call it. And if you notice, I didn't put any of that other foundation here. So I'm really just kind of paint by number, just like this little chart. And I'm just putting it where I need it. If you want more full coverage, you can take that main highlight color and you can put it everywhere first. And then you can put this on top. So I did that in the triangle of light is what I like to call it. So it's kind of a triangle like that. If you want to put a little bit, if you're a little hollow right there, that works great right there. Contour. Your contour is going to feel a little bit stiffer. If you have a tiny forehead, you won't need it up here. But if you want to make your forehead look smaller, put it up here. And I go pretty close to my hairline. And then cheekbones, I'm going to find where it dips in. I like to go a little bit higher. And because my face is a little bit rounder, I'm going to keep this line straighter. If your face was really narrow and thin, you may want to scoop up a little bit right at the end, like a little Nike swoosh, because it'll make your cheeks look fuller. I don't need to make my cheeks look fuller. You can do these in dots too if you want. I just actually find it easier to feel for the dip and go above it, and so it's easier to do a swipe. Then I'm going to do my nose. And here's a good little tip. If you have a straight, thin nose, you may not need this. My nose is a little bit bulbous, but I'm already narrow here, so I don't want to put any right there. If you're really wide there, definitely do that because it'll make it look more narrow. But the thinner you make this line in the middle look, the thinner your nose will look, okay? And then you can take this little excess and you can put it under your lip. You can do this with the brush if you want to be more specific, but it'll kind of give you a little pout, a little shadow. And then we're going to put some on the jawline. And then I'm going to show you how to blend with the brush that you would get with my favorite set that comes with the Bella bronzer or with your Perfector sponge. Okay, so I've got that on. I'm good to go. I'm going to add a little bit of cheek color after I blend this. You can put it on now if you want to. I just feel like I blend too much away. So you're going to get this brush if you get the set that comes, there's a bundle, and you save $10 if you get it with your Bella. So I'm just going to grab my brush and I'm going to take the smaller side and I'm going to blend my light color first. And I'm kind of just pushing it in and going in little swirls and kind of stippling it in there. I'm going to do the other side with the Perfector sponge in case you decide to get that. I do think it's a wonderful addition and it makes blending really easy too. So I always do my light colors first and then I do my contour, and you want to make sure that you're not dragging down. So I'm just kind of blending it lightly and going up a little bit. And if you happen to drag it down on accident and you're like, oops, Vanessa said not to do that, you can just take your finger and you can kind of clean that up. or you can dab into your highlight color again, and you can just kind of put a little bit under there. That also gives a nice pop. See that? Make sure you push your contour into your hairline if you've put it up here. Don't forget your jaw. And I'll just do this side with the brush. Okay, so I've got that half blended with my brush. Looks really good. Looks nice and seamless. And then I'm going to take my Perfector sponge, and I like to use the setting spray. So this is our old packaging, but the Stay Spray is going to come more in a bottle like this. It's a gray bottle. And you can use this as primer or as setting spray. So you can actually spray it on your face all over. Now, when you're done, whatever. I'm going to use it to blend. So I'm going to spray it on my dampened Perfector sponge. You always want to dampen this. If you do it dry, you're just going to be pushing makeup around and taking it off. You're not going to push it into your skin. And then you just kind of pat it, almost the same as we did with the brush. You're just kind of bouncing it on your skin and pushing it in. Now, I think blending with the sponge gives you a sheerer coverage. So if you like a more coverage look, blend with your brush. But if you get too much makeup on, the sponge is super forgiving, and it helps pull off any excess. So if you just got carried away, even with just like a cheek color, you can kind of blend it away with this. So I did the light color first, and actually let me get that pointy part right there. And then I'm just gonna blend my contour, same kind of thing, little bit upward motion. Get around your hairline. We don't want to see any dots. When this sits on your skin for a couple of minutes, it warms up because it's a cream. So the dot method is really nice because it just kind of starts to warm up and then it blends easier. Okay, so I'm blended on both sides. They look pretty similar. I feel like I have a little bit more contour on this side, which I like. So I think I'm just going to give myself a little bit more right here. And then we're ready to do our cheek color. I'm going to use contour as my eyeshadow and stuff too today. I'm going to keep it super simple, but let's grab some cheek color. Now you can apply this with the brush if you want to. I actually like to use my fingers because I feel like that way I don't get too much on there. And when you're using your brush, if you're using your brush to apply your makeup, you just want to tap it in there. You don't want to swipe it, okay? You don't need to swipe it. A tap is going to give you more than enough. So I'm getting that kind of, I'm not really doing it right on the apples of my cheek. I'm going a little further out. You can totally do it on your apples if you like that. Now you can take this brush, you can blend with it. You can blend, I'll blend the other side with the sponge so you can see. Either method's going to work, but you definitely need one or the other. Of course, I like both. I like to use both. A little extra, right? Okay, so I've got all that on. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to use some of the contour as eyeshadow. So let's just take a little bit of that. I'm going to put it in my crease and a little bit above. And don't worry if it's not perfect. Now this is something that I do when I'm in a hurry. Otherwise, I like to use eyeshadow. I'm going to take a little bit of that cheek color and use that on my lid as eyeshadow. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my brightening color and use that inside the corner. I'm just pretending like these are eyeshadows. You can use anything, anywhere on your face. It's very versatile, multi-use. Okay, so there, I've got that going. I know it looks a little crazy. Now we can blend it. We can either blend it with our finger. You can blend it with the brush if you want. But let's say you didn't have a smaller brush and you felt like, oh, maybe this one's a little bit big to get in there. Look at how pretty that is. Or you can take your sponge and you can blend with it. Hi, Tina. So so far I've only used these 4 creams, contour, highlights, blush. I haven't used illuminator or bronzer yet. Okay, so I've got that going. I like to spot cover, and I definitely need to fill in these eyebrows. They look a little weak. So let me just spot cover. I've got one little spot right there. Hi, Tracy. Let me wave to you guys. All right, and let me use a little bit of my brightening and just get a little extra right here. I always use my ring finger. You guys will hear me preach about using your ring finger a lot. The reason why I push that one is because it has the lightest touch. If you got a little extra color there, you can totally clean up your edges easy like that. Has the lightest touch, and using your finger around your eyes is really nice because it's warm, so it warms up and it kind of blends things in. I definitely think I could use more blush, right? But before I do that, instead of doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and take this optional bronzer that came with the brush. I'm gonna dab into that. You can tell this is well loved. I love my bronzer. I think I use it 99% of the time. I'm gonna put this on the high points of my face where the sun would hit. And then I'm just gonna kind of dust it in there. This gives me a glow back. It's really nice. The bronzer is really creamy. So you remember I said that the contour is a little stiffer consistency, so you can go like this. The bronzer is very, very creamy, so you don't need to dab in there hard to get some color on. Okay, let's add a little bit more cheek color. I feel like I can brighten that up a little bit more. And you can use this on your lips. And I did use it on my eyelids, remember? And then you can just blend with either the brush or the sponge. Either one will work. Now let's grab a little, this is called the line brush. It has a nice little sharp edge. I'm gonna use some of my contour and I'm gonna fill in my eyebrows a little bit. Now we just came out with this new brow gel. Mine is on the way. I was hoping it would get here before this video. It'll probably get here right when I'm done, but the contour has, because it's a cream, it definitely has some hold in it, but sometimes the contour color may not be dark enough for you. It's usually pretty good in your brows, but I like mine a little bit darker, so the brow gel is going to be fun because I can get my hair kind of groomed and into place, and then I can take a little bit of eyeshadow or something and just kind of darken up my brows. But what a difference brows make. You can also use the same brush, same contour, and use it as eyeliner. Now these are all creams that I'm using. I haven't used any powder on my face. I haven't used any eyeshadows. It's all the highlight and contours. Really easy. You can use it as lip liner. It's just so versatile. I've never done something that I couldn't go back or that I just hated so much that I was like, oh no, now I have to wash my face. All right. I still feel like I could add some more bronzer, right? I love bronzer. Okay. The last thing that would be an optional is illuminator. This one's called Rose Gold. It goes on really nicely on almost any skin tone. I really haven't tried it on anybody that I didn't like unless they were really, really dark and maybe had a cool dark complexion. But it's probably one of the most versatile. So a little bit down my nose, high on my cheekbone, right under my brow. You can also use it as lip gloss. All right, you guys, I'm gonna fix my hair, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is to use your HAC makeup, highlight and contour, that's what HAC stands for, from Saint. And minus this one, this is my very, very favorite set. So let me know if you're interested in getting that or if you need to update your colors. I hope this was helpful. Invite your friends to this page. Remember to enter the giveaways and have a beautiful day.